What is up, YouTube? Dottz Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you guys the next episode of the ESO Fireside Chat podcast. So basically what I'm doing with this episode, while I bring up my little talking points here on the right, is that I'm going to be talking about my previous Elder Scrolls experiences. I thought this would be something pretty interesting to do. I talked with some sponsors about it, and they said that they think it'd be a pretty interesting topic. I've been talking a lot about ESO, some criticisms that I had, and some compliments that I had about the game. But what if I talked about my previous Elder Scrolls experiences and what I've had and what I've gone through with this whole line of games? So we'll go through all the games that I played and like good memories about them and whatnot. So it'll be a nice little reminiscing type of podcast. But before I go over that, this podcast is going to become a monthly series now. I'm going to be trying out, I'm pretty sure, a new video posting and streaming schedule. So I think just based on how everything's going to work out, I think this series is going to be relegated to a monthly series. Most likely the last week of every month is when it's going to start being posted. So you guys have that to look forward to. I think the way I might try to do it is try to do like 2 dungeon guides, regular guide or video of some sorts, and then 1 fireside podcast every month, and then otherwise it'll be streams. That's the way it's leaning right now. I still have my straw poll out, but we shall see. But anyway, let's get into the meat of this video, what we're talking about here. Previous Elder Scrolls experiences. So my first Elder Scrolls game that I played was Oblivion. I know a lot of people who played Morrowind are going to be like, what's wrong with you? But when I first got my Xbox 360, back when I was a kid, one of the first games I got with it was I think I got 2 games with it. I got Gears of War, which I was a freaking animal at that game, but that's a whole other topic. And then I also got Oblivion. I think I got one of the one of the special edition ones. It was like the silver case, it had like all the extra, it had like a bunch of extra content in it. So that's the version of Oblivion that I got. And that was my first introduction to a game like the Elder Scrolls, and I fell in love with the game. It was just so much fun. From the minute I got into the game, I had an amazing time, and I thought it was great. Just from the second I got in, it was just so cool. It was unlike anything I'd ever played before. I think before Oblivion, my first role-playing game was like RuneScape. So that was like, it's like an MMORPG anyway, and like even then RuneScape didn't have as many like RP-ish elements as other games, because it was RuneScape. But this was my first experience with a real role-playing game, like a real RPG, and it took me away, man. It took me away. The first character that I made actually was a Breton spell sword. No, I did not start with a sneak archer like everybody else. I actually started with a Breton spell sword. I've always liked elves and elven lore and elven literature. And at the time, though, I was like, well, I was looking at all the elf models, and I kind of liked Dark Elf, kind of liked Breton, I kind of liked Imperial. So I was like, why not do the one in between the elves and humans and just go with Breton? So I decided to go Breton. And then I did Spell Sword because I really liked I thought the spells in the game were really, really cool. Just like a lot of the spells that you had access to were just super badass. But, of course I still needed to be able to do some melee damage, so the spells would be my range, but then I'd have a sword for up-close combat. So that was the way I went with it. And I didn't look anything up on the internet. I had no idea, so I just sat down and did it all myself, and it was so much fun. It was so cool. And one of the best memories, though, like my best early memories of Oblivion, was when I had a bunch of friends over. And they were watching me play the game because they had heard about it and they have never played it. So they were like, oh, we'll watch you play it, see what it's all about. So I was playing it and I was like, we should kill somebody. Like, just kill like a random person and see what happens. So I'm like, I remember I had like a bow at the time. I just like picked up some random bow. So I was using a bow and I saw some random traveler on the road. Cause of course, I was a younger kid. I just started playing the game. So I was like scared of the guards and I was at lower level. I was like, oh, I don't want the guards to kill me. So what I ended up doing was I found some just like wandering dude on the road, which was like, fuck this guy. So I started shooting arrows at him. I'm like chasing him through the forest, just firing arrows. And eventually I killed him. But then I saw that thing on the top left corner. says like a dark presence has noticed what you've done or whatever. I forget the exact verbiage of it, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, whatever, this game. Also, before I continue with that, we need to talk about the fact that I didn't realize that fast travel existed in the game until one of my friends told me about it. I shit you guys not, I walked everywhere. And then when I found out that you could fast travel, do you have any idea how pissed I was? I was like, I've been walking around for so long. I could have been fast traveling this whole time. Oh God, I felt so gypped. But anyway, so we play for like another hour or two. Don't even think about the guy we killed. We're doing all this other stuff. And eventually I'm like, you know, I want it to be daytime. I'm fighting at night. Let's, you know, I found like a tent in the middle of the woods or whatever. So I was like, let's sleep, and we'll just sleep till morning, and then I'll be able to walk around in the morning. Because again, did not know that fast travel existed at this time. I learned about fast travel later on. So I hit sleep. And let's keep in mind, the TV was loud, all right? TV was loud. So I hit sleep, and you know how when you have like slept for like 8 hours or whatever, and you guys know what happens. It goes through its little counting thing, and it counts the hours, and you can like watch the time go by. So me and my friends turn to each other, stop talking to each other, and fucking Lucien Lachant's face comes up really close. And he's like, hello? And we all flipped out because the TV was so loud. We did not expect an NPC to pop up. It was so funny. We all freaking lost our shit. And that's my first introduction to the Dark Brotherhood. And I fell in love with that guild. The quest line from the Dark Brotherhood is what made Skyrim Dark Brotherhood and just feel so disappointing, was because the Oblivion Dark Brotherhood was just so good. It was objectively one of the greatest quest lines I had ever done. Like the one quest where you had to like kill everybody in the house without them all noticing. It was like some like Agatha Christie type of stuff. Like it was so cool. Dark Brotherhood is by far one of my favorite guilds. And speaking of the guilds, I don't know about you guys. I took serious issue with Skyrim because of how robust I'm so used to saying ESO, Oblivion's guild system was. Like, you weren't just some freaking schleb that walked up off the street just like, hello, I am the guildmaster now. And everyone's like, all right. Sounds pretty reasonable to me. You beat one quest, killed one guy, lead us to victory, please. Like, that's how it was in Skyrim. But at least in Oblivion, it was like, I have to progress through the guilds, get all the ranks. Like, the guild quests were long. It wasn't just like, we should trust this guy to do one of our greatest deeds. He's been a member for a day. It's like, I don't know. It's just, they were just so disappointing by comparison. Because that's the thing, is that I felt like Skyrim, obviously in terms of combat, graphics, all that stuff, Skyrim was a better game in terms of the mechanics of the game, but in terms of the role-playing elements, Oblivion was far superior. Oblivion was just far superior of a game, because I felt like your decisions and the things that you did were also more impactful in Oblivion than they were in Skyrim. Like, if you like try to murder like NPCs in Skyrim, it's just like half of them are essential, so it's like you can't even do anything. Like with Oblivion, if you screwed something up, you screwed something up, and it was awesome. I had a great time with it. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So the Dark Brotherhood, great time, loved it. The Thieves Guild, I was always kind of like okay on the Thieves Guild. You know, I wasn't a huge fan of the whole like Gray Fox vibe. See, that is where Skyrim takes the cake, was with the Thieves Guild. I loved the whole Nightingale storyline of the Thieves Guild. I thought in Skyrim, I thought that was super badass. In Oblivion, like it was okay. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. But that's one thing that Skyrim really did well. Really, really did well. If they had something like that in Oblivion, Oblivion would have been like the perfect game. But then we also had the arena. I did not know that if you told the orc champion guy that if he was a vampire, he'd let you kill him. I did not know that. So I had to do it the hard way, and I just beat his ass into the ground and killed him, and it was awesome. The arena was super, super fun. That was a heart pumper, man. I remember doing the arena quest. That was always really, really enjoyable, all those fights and stuff. It was just, had so many good elements of the game. I really, really enjoyed that. And then we also had the main quest. The main quest. I have never hated a quest line more than the main quest in Oblivion. Oh my god, it was so bad. It was just like, go close that Oblivion gate. Now go close that Oblivion gate. Close that one. Close that one. Close that one. Close that one. And I'm not gonna lie. When I was a younger kid, the Oblivion gates freaked me the fuck out. They freaked me out because, like, they were just, I don't know. They were so hard. They were so difficult. And it's like, I put all this effort and time into beating one, and then it's like, you gotta go do that again, like a fucking 100 times. And I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. This sucked. I was like, I could go do the Dark Brotherhood quest or the Mage's Guild quest and have fun instead of walking through all these Oblivion gates where I'm just like, everything is so hard to kill. And oh, I hated it. I didn't even finish it. I think I got to the part where you join the Blades, and I got the Blades armor, and was like, yes, this armor's badass. I don't care about this quest line anymore. Like, I don't even know how it ends. Like, I think you become, like, the hero of something. I know, like, the hero of Kvatch. It is truly an honor. Like, I think I got that. Like, I got that far. But I don't know how the main quest line ended because I never finished it because I couldn't do it. The Oblivion gates just, they wore me down. They beat me. They won. I couldn't do it. What else? The Fighters Guild? I don't even think I did the Fighters Guild. I think I did some of the Fighters Guild. But, like, if I did finish it, I don't remember finishing it. I was never, like, a Fighters Guild guy. It was just never my thing. The Mages Guild, though. Mages Guild was badass. I loved the Mages Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, and the Arena the most. But the Mages Guild, shame on you, College of Winterhold. The College of Winterhold sucked ass compared to the Mages Guild. The Mages Guild, that whole storyline, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the progression through it. I thought it was overall very, very good. And I felt like a real part of the Mages Guild in that game. Because, again, College of Winterhold, it's like, this guy joined 2 days ago. Be the Archmage, please. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, But anyway, then the one complaint, like another complaint though that I had about Oblivion is that, I don't know about you guys, I always wanted the Mythic Dawn armor. I'm not talking the robe. I'm talking like that bound armor that they had on that turned the robe into like all this like badass gear. Like, you know how when they would die, it would despawn and then it would just be your robe? Like, it would just be the red robe. I could get the red robe, but I could never get the gear. At least I don't think you could get the gear. That always pissed me off because the gear was so cool. I remember, like, when I first did the main quest, I'm, like, looking at the gear, and this is awesome. I want this. And I remember looking it up, and it's like, oh, there's no way to get this. And I was like, shit. So that was another thing that I always really, really wanted that unfortunately never got. But no, Oblivion was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I just had a really good time with it. But I only played Oblivion on console. I was still a console at the time. I was a kid, obviously, so I didn't have a laptop yet or a desktop or anything. So I really just played Oblivion on console. But then I got Skyrim, and I at first played Skyrim on console. Again, did not have a PC version of it. I only had the console version of it. When I played Skyrim, I folded. I played a Dunmer, Sneak, Archer, Assassin. I wanted to mix it up. Again, I wanted to, because I loved the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion, I was like, my next character is going to be an Assassin because the Dark Brotherhood was freaking awesome. And then I was very satisfied when I got to the Thieves Guild and did the whole Thieves Guild quest because I loved the Thieves Guild quest line in Skyrim. That was actually one of the very few enjoyable guild quest lines in the game, was the Thieves Guild quest line. And like, once I got that Nightingale armor, I was like, this is my shit. This is what I'm wearing. Everybody back up. So that was really enjoyable. I enjoyed the Sneak Archer playstyle in Skyrim. I tried doing a spell sword build at one point. So underpowered, just so bad, just awful. And then I tried playing, I think, a warrior at one point, and the warrior was boring because it was so easy. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever played a warrior in Skyrim. Maybe I didn't play it far enough, and that's why it was so easy, but I just, like, walk through dungeons with a 2H and just beat the crap out of everything. Like, honestly, it was a joke. Like, I think I just focused on, like, heavy armor, 2H, and, like, oh, my camera wanted to focus. There we go. And like the restoration staff skill line, or like the resto skill line for like heals if I needed them. And it was a joke. Like it was so easy. It was like not even a challenge anymore. So I went back to, and plus, you know, when you play a game like that, you RP a little bit in your own head. You RP a little bit. So I was like, but I can't be this big hulking mass of a warrior if I want to join the Dark Brotherhood of the Thieves Guild. So went back to the Dark Brotherhood, went back to the Thieves Guild, and that's basically, you know, went back to the whole sneak archer playstyle. What else? Like I said, Thieves Guild was great. Dark Brotherhood, I was very meh on it. College of Winterhold, terrible. Did not like it. The companions, I hated that they gated the companions behind being a werewolf. That bothered me so much. I didn't want to be a werewolf. I always played. I wanted to be a vampire. I was not a vampire in Oblivion, but I was a vampire in Skyrim. Because I think in Skyrim, like I played the Sneak Archer, and no, the Sneak Archer was not a vampire. The guy that was a vampire was, I tried like made like a secondary build that was like a big like 2H hulking, like it was like a spell sword but it used a big 2H weapon. That's when I tried to like kind of like RP the big hulking warrior. It was really fun. It was like conjuration, 2H, like Daedric armor, the Dark Brotherhood hood. It was super badass. But no, I played a vampire or immortal. I didn't want to be a werewolf, so I didn't, like, eventually I folded on one character and did it because I wanted to see what happened. But I didn't want to be a werewolf. I didn't like how it was gated behind being a werewolf. And like I said, the companions was one of those quest lines where it was just like, this guy just joined, he saved us, be the guild leader. And then another thing I had a gripe with was I felt like there was a lot of lazy coding in Skyrim. Like, you'd be the leader of the companions and they'd be like, oh, you're the new guy of the companions. What are you, getting the mead? It's like, no, I'm the harbinger. Like, it was just so much lazy stuff in Skyrim that could have made the game like RP a lot better than it did. But a lot of that stuff just really wasn't there, and that kind of was a bit on the disappointing side. But you know, what can you really do? But another thing with Oblivion, back to Oblivion for a second, was that some of the, I don't remember a lot of the, like, the DLC expansions for Oblivion, but Sheogorath's Realm was my shit. I can't believe I forgot to talk about that. Sheogorath's Realm, that whole quest line was my shit. That was so good. It was so good. Oh my god, I loved it so much. That was my first introduction to like an extra of a game. Let me tell you. That was 100, man. That was so good. With Skyrim, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There was Dragonborn, which I did not like. I think there was Homestead. I liked Homestead, or like Hearthfire. Hearthfire I liked. Oh, what was the other one? Hold on. This is gonna bother me. Let me look up Skyrim DLC. Because I did not like Dragonborn. Dawnguard. Dawnguard was so fun. How could I forget Dawnguard? I love Dawnguard. Dawnguard was great because, again, I love vampires and TES. I love the lore behind the vampires. So having Dawnguard was awesome. I sided with the vampires every time. Fuck the Dawnguard. I sided with the vampires every single time. And then eventually I got Skyrim for PC. And I was like, you know what? I want to make the ultimate playthrough. Mod the shit out of my game. I modded the crap out of it. The game was beautiful. I put all these extra content quests in there, made everything super high texture, high quality, improved the combat, improved the animations, and I came up with like this awesome, like I went on calculators, did math, came up with this awesome, viable, like RP vampire sneak spell sword that actually used frost magic, utilized the vampire armor, so it'd be like, I kind of had this like progression, this storyline in my head. I came up with all this stuff about how it would work, and in true modder form, I never played it. Like, I came up with all this good stuff, and I never actually got to play through it. But Honestly, like once I got Skyrim, was able to mod it, I had more fun with it. I think Skyrim for the console, like the vanilla Skyrim experience, was pretty blah. But once you could get your hands on mods, you can turn the blah game into something a lot better. So that covers basically my console experiences with Oblivion and Skyrim. So now, probably what a lot of you guys are interested in, my ESO experience. So I was introduced to ESO in late 2015. Late 2015. My one friend was like, "You should play ESO," and I was like, "I don't want to do that," because I was playing World of Warcraft really heavily at the time. I did not care about Elder Scrolls Online. I thought it was cool that they were going to bring Elder Scrolls to an online universe. I thought, in theory, this is going to be really cool. But I was so engrossed in WoW that I was just like, I don't want to play this right now. I'm doing WoW stuff. I don't really care right now. But then, after like my 2016, I started playing. Was the year I graduated. So it was in between my fall and spring semester my senior year of college. Yeah. That winter break, one of my friends came over to my house and was like, "Dude, you don't play WoW, just try ESO. It just went by to play. Try it." And I was like, all right, I'll try it. That was like right when ESO went by to play. So it wasn't the sub model anymore. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. So I tried it and it was okay. I had an okay time with it. Considered playing it, considered making videos on it or whatever. But then when I went back to school in, spring of 2016, all my friends were playing League. So I was just like, I don't care about this. I'm playing League because I want to play video games with my friends. But while I was home for that winter break, I was like kind of still doing the YouTube channel. I was like, that was that period of time where I was trying to keep the YouTube channel like afloat. I think I had like no subscribers. I had like nothing. It's crazy. But I made the beginner guide on it. Didn't really think much of it and just like went about my day. And so like I played League all summer, and then when did I start playing ESO? January the following year. So January 2017. I decided to go back to ESO because I quit WoW for good, had no idea what I wanted to play, and my ESO beginner guide that I made the year prior had like 200,000 views, so they were like, the couple subscribers I had like 2K subs. They were all like, "Play ESO, please." So after only playing ESO for a whopping month the year before, making a really good a pretty good beginner guide on it, wasn't great. I unscripted the whole thing. I was still not I was not nearly as good at content creation then as I was now. But the video helped a lot of people out, still had a lot of views. So I was like, all right, I'll go to ESO. And I started playing the game, and I always give ZOS the credit where it's due. They took a game that I thought was very blah, like meh at best, and they turned it into something really good. Because once I started playing the game, early 2017, like I started actually playing the game like as my main game. Oh, I had a great time. And I'm still having a great time. I'm playing the game for a full year now. And I still have so much that I want to do, so many things that I want to accomplish and just do. And it's crazy just how much content there really is in the game and how I can play as much as I have for so long, a year, and just still I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface. But I think that's part of the reason why I'm a little excited to stream a little bit more, because I'll actually get to play more and be in game more. But enough about that stuff. And my actual experience with it, my first time I played ESO, oh no, wait, I think I did buy the game before I went home with my friend that summer. I bought it in the fall. Yes, I bought it in the fall of 2015 before winter break. I tried it because they had like one of those free weeks. Oh no, it was right before it went by to play. If they were like, if you buy it, you'll get all these extra rewards when it goes by to play. So me and my friend bought it right before it went by to play. So we just like bought it. And it came with that 1 month of like free subscription. So we didn't have to pay any extra money for all the bonuses and stuff. So my first character, ironically enough, was a Dragon Knight. I made a Breton Dragon Knight and played the game for a little bit. Didn't care about it. Quit. And then everything that I just talked about unfolded. But once I came back with my second friend, I made a. I was gonna make. I was between making the DK again or making a Magic and Nightblade. And the reason I considered making a Magic and Nightblade when I came back to the game a second time was because in between the first time I played the game and the second time I played the game, like I said, fall 2015, January 2016. I still watched ESO streams and YouTube videos. Like I was still like kept some interest in the game, but I just didn't really play it. And I remember watching a montage by Cypher where it was back when Proxy Det was not, like before Proxy Det got nerfed, and it was like even a strong single target skill. And I watched him beat the shit out of people and was like, I need to play this class for the sole purpose of this. This is awesome, and I want to try this. Like, it just was so cool. Just watching him fly around and det on people, I was like, I need to play that. I need to play that. But that montage was old, and little did I know that that's not how Proxy Det worked anymore. So I made a Magblade thinking that that's how it was going to play, when in reality it was not. So I played the Magblade, played it for a while, played it as a Breton, and then I eventually changed to Altmer because I wanted the more recovery. And I played PvP on the Magblade a good bit, as Magblade was the first character I started PvPing at CP 160. I started dueling people who were almost CP 600. I didn't give a crap. I just PvP'd, fought people, and just did what I could to get better. And I was always meh. I got to a point on the Magblade where I was okay. I wasn't anything special, but I was okay. And the reason for that is because I didn't like Merciless Resolve in PvP. I did not. And now that like I am right now where I am, the reason that I took a liking to my Stamblade so much is because my Stamblade plays and is like the way I wished my Magblade would have played and was like. And that's why I think I'm enjoying it so much, is because the Stamblade plays the way that I envisioned the Magblade playing when I first started so long ago. Magic DK, I fucking love. I'm so glad that I decided to go back to the first class I ever made, when I entered the game. But as like having a second character, I'm glad that the Stamblade plays the way I wish the Magblade played. But yeah, when I was still playing the game though, even before the PvP stuff with like all the questing and everything, I got into it. I got into the questing. Dark Brotherhood in this game, thumbs up. I did a whole bunch of the questlines in the game, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. And that's why I really always tell new players, quest, do dungeons, explore, because they really did a good job of creating both like a single player and MMO experience under one game. And I was having a great time with it, and I really, really enjoyed it. But like I said, when I was PvPing on the Magblade for a while and was reaching like kind of like points of frustration with it, and after I started streaming at level 25. People don't realize this. I started streaming at level 25. Like, I didn't give a shit. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna start streaming. I don't care. Whatever. I'll learn as I go. It'll push me to get better faster. And people watching me who were way more experienced than me at the time were like, you need to play a Magic Dragon Knight. You play like a Magic Dragon Knight, you would be great at it. Give it a shot. And then I played it, and I loved it. And I had, and plus, I was like, it was the second class I was debating making anyway, so let me play. And I have been playing it, and I've gotten really proficient at it, at least I think, and I'm having a good time. And then I had somebody else tell me, watching me play, they said, you could also be a good Stamblade. And then I tried Stamblade, played it a little bit on stream, played it a bit off stream, and I'm doing well on the Stamblade too. So the fact that it's cool that just how everything played out, and that, now I'm playing classes and doing things that I like, and it's been a really good time. But now I have Lauren playing the game, my fiance's playing the game. That's a lot of fun. She is loving it, reading all the lore books as we go, reading through all the dialogue that comes up in the quest. She's having an awesome time with the game. And it's really cool to watch her go through it and read all the books and read up on all the lore, because she loves to read. She's a lore junkie, and even she's like, Joe, I didn't realize like how story driven pieces of this game are, and like she's just been having a good time, and I'm loving going through the game with her and leveling with her. It's been a really, really good time. Like I said, my mag blade is now a stand blade. Talked about that already. And then I want to just with ESO moving forward, I want to just keep upping my proficiency at PvP, questing and exploring, dipping into trials, and just keep playing the game. You know, it's been a lot of fun. I have not had this much fun with an MMO since WoW. Like, my only 3 MMOs that really ever stick out to me as like leaving an impact on me are RuneScape, WoW, and ESO. And I'm impressed with how much ESO has kept me entertained. And not only that, ESO is the only MMO that I've ever been interested in PvE as well, as not just PvP, PvE as well. And I've been having a really, really good time with it. There's still so much I want to do. I'm so happy that I beat VMA. Oh my God, that was such a good feeling. Oh, that VMA run for the first time. So stressful, but so fun. If you guys have not done VMA yet, that is a real good way to challenge yourself and push yourself to the next level. It's a lot of fun. Frustrating, but ultimate satisfaction when you do finally beat it, let me tell you. But it's pretty much my experiences, guys. It's what I've been doing with all the test games. The ESO experience, like I said, when I first started playing, just doing a lot of questing. And then I took my, basically, the till 1 to 50, I took very slow. I just quested, played, had a good time. But then, like, CP10 to CP160, I just tried to, like, gain as much experience as I could. And then since 160 on, I just played the game. I did a lot of no CP PvP at first. And then eventually, once they changed the PvP once I noticed that people were doing more CP PvP, I started to really push my CP and been grinding it, and I started doing so much research, trying to learn as much as I can. And I'm really happy with I'm just really happy with everything. You know, I'm happy with where the channel is. I'm having so much fun playing ESO. It's just things are really good. And my experience with the Elder Scrolls line of games has been a great one, probably one of the best game series I've played, and I'm excited to see where things continue, where ESO continues to go, the next Elder Scrolls single-player title. It's all good stuff. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this podcast, I'd appreciate if you left a like on it. If you want to see more of this series, dungeon guides, regular guides, montages, streams, of course, hit that sub button, as well as hit the bell to make sure that you keep notifications on so that you'll actually be notified of when I'm doing things. Guys, if you ever, I'm going to tell you this now. I need to put this in a video because people still ask me about it. If you need to know what's going on with stuff, if like I was supposed to be at a stream or if I was supposed to post a video and it's not there, check Discord, check Twitter. There's a 99% chance that I posted there with what's going on. Just keep that in mind, all right? But follow me on all those sites, all the good jazz. Check the links in the description below with everything people say. But hope you guys enjoyed this Fireside Chat podcast. I will see you all in a month. Thanks for watching and have a great day.